One of the most funny and mean-spirited bets that you can make during the NFL season is which head coach is the first to be fired or to just straight up quit. And odds are out, and Michael Zimmer is apparently the second shortest odds, aka the second most likely per the betting experts. And this is from Lester A. Wiltfong Jr. Esquire III. And it should be noted that these are as of Tuesday morning, so this factors in week one. Here are SBD Sports Betting Dimes odds on the first NFL head coach to be fired / resign. Matt Nagy, fake ass Brad Childress of the Bears, is plus 500, so you're getting 5-1. He is the most likely to be fired first, according to their odds. Also, according to how much money they can get in on each candidate. Zimmer is number 2. Plus 700. Frank Reich of the Colts plus 750. I don't agree with this one at all. Like, not at all. Chris Ballard is not reactionary, a douchebag, as well as, Frank Reich had 11 wins last year with the corpse of Phillip Rivers. So, no. Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys. Now, this one makes a little bit of sense, where Jerry Jones looks at the Cowboys now. They have a ton of talent, and if they can't get it done, McCarthy's going to pay. LaFleur, now, this one seems a little bit outlandish since they went to the NFC title game last year, but plus 1150, the feud with Aaron Rodgers. Maybe they may want to make a change. Maybe LaFleur, the 12-year-old boys, lost the locker room. I don't know. Fangio plus 1500. Now, if I was going to bet on this before the season, I think Fangio would be the way to go. I think he's on super thin ice, especially the way that his defense played last season. But I think they're coming around. I think Patrick Surtain II is a stud. Teddy's looking good. And if they can stay healthy, even though they're in a tough division, they could make some headway. But George Paton, old friend of the Vikings, new GM. New GMs generally want their own head coach, so we'll see. Zach Taylor, the Bengals, plus 1900. Well, okay. The Bengals are so cheap that even if they're going to fire him, they wouldn't fire him mid-season. It ain't going to happen. Joe Judge of the Giants, I don't see that one happening because I think him and Gettleman are tied at the hip. Now, if Gettleman gets fired, then maybe it's open season. But I do like Joe Judge. I think his approach is different, but we'll see. Urban Meyer's interesting, plus 2,700. So this is his first year on the job in the National Football League. But remember, it's first coach to be fired or resign. I could see Urban Meyer quitting. I could. We've seen it happen before, and also the USC job just opened. Never say never. Plus, you'll find that dominant head coaches in college find that the NFL is just too taxing because you can't have a built-in advantage every single week just by recruiting better players. So with the salary cap and whatnot, you just can't do it. So everyone's on an even playing field, and you don't want that. Now, and Dan Campbell Lyons is plus 2,100. I don't see Holmes firing his handpicked head coach, even if it's going to be a tough first year, and it will be. I think they're just going to weather the storm together. But Zimmer as the second shortest odds really is interesting, but I don't necessarily think it's going to happen. I think that the Wilfs do have a lot of patience outside of them firing Brad Childress in 2010 after he cut Randy Moss, but that's a whole nother issue. I think that even if this thing goes completely pear-shaped, I think that they would give Zimmer the dignity of finishing out the season before quietly showing him the door in the offseason. Also, it could mean the end of Spielman, because even though Spielman's done a pretty quality job of selecting and retaining talent, general managers generally don't get to pick the third new head coach, because remember, Spielman came in a year after Brad Childress was here. Childress was fired, and then Spielman selected Leslie Frazier go from interim to permanent head coach, and then he picked Zimmer. Would he get to pick a third head coach? I have my doubts, but I think it's interesting. I think that the sports betting experts do see Mike Zimmer as a wounded duck, and if this thing goes wonky the first couple weeks, maybe the Vikings start out 0-4. I don't know. I don't know. My money's still on fake-ass Brad Childress, Matt Nagy, though, but it could be cutting off your nose and spite your face because Ryan Pace, their GM, is also on thin ice, so I guess we'll see. But your thoughts on our thoughts. Mike Zimmer with the second best odds to be the first head coach fired or resigned during the 2021 NFL season. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work, pull us on the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.